Hi, let me preface this by saying this isn't a call out or an exposed video or anything for Cup. Me and her are friends, or at least I consider her a friend. Hey, I'm very self-conscious, okay? A lot of those exposed videos are kinda stupid anyways. Sure, sometimes they can be informative and lead to improvements, but other times they're usually just a bandwagon that ends up demonizing individuals. That's not what this is. I'm just too much of a goddamn baby to actually say it normally. So let's just get right to it. Cup's YouTube channel is focused around her art, her animations, and talking about generally whatever interests her. Her animations and animatics, whilst usually works in progress, are what I consider her better content, as well as her art for two reasons. Her art style and animations are generally good. This is mainly because Cup puts a lot of effort into improving as an artist, which you can also see in her talking videos, with the progression and changes to her avatar as time goes on. She's developed a distinct and appealing art style utilizing thick lines and various facial stylizations. She also shows an understanding of art elements, such as perspective, which is highlighted in her speechy video. She's very good with her theming. To better explain this point, I want to briefly talk about Mother, a short animation Cup made. Its strongest point is that it's both simple and effective. The way the editing is synced with the music is what gives the imagery a strong effect, especially with the particular track used, having minor somber tones, leading up to the stuttering effect that switches the mood and helps accentuate the story of this character Lissa and their emotional damage. I do think Cup is a good animator and a greater artist, but there's still little room for improvement. I think it'd be a good idea to try and draw more varied characters, by that I mean more varied body types, incorporating more shape language, etc. Moving on to her Let's Talk videos, they're much more of a mixed bag. Different videos have different areas where they succeed and fail. For example, her Sleepy King video is very well researched and she makes good points, even if I didn't know what the topic really was beforehand. As for her Fox Goodman video, its best point is the narration, having a more varied use of inflection that is usually missing from her videos, which she is usually critiqued or even sometimes just insulted for sounding monotone. Generally though, her commentary videos are honestly quite lacking in a lot of areas. I can't assume anything about the process Cup goes through when making her videos, but it feels like there's a distinct lack of effort put into them. Her editing is quite lacking, but to be fair, she does use iMovie, and it's practically impossible to have high or even good quality editing, having used it myself. There aren't really any free, higher quality alternatives that I know of. And ultimately, it's fine. You can make a good quality video with minimal editing. Fantastic editing isn't a necessity. As for the content of the videos, I feel it's really held back by, well, Cup herself. Let me explain this so I don't dig myself into a hole. I'm also going to say a couple of things that might be complete bullshit on my part, so yeah. I feel Cup's videos have a distinct lack of personality to them. One reason for this is the previously mentioned lack of inflection in her voice. It feels sort of empty and emotionless, or like she's tired. I can't really tell exactly how she feels about something unless she outright says it. It just feels like she's tiredly reading through a script. The Fox Goodman video was better because there was actual strength and inflection, I've been using that word too much, behind the voice. Her videos feel very formulaic and aren't that enjoyable, since there isn't anything distinct or interesting about them. But Cup herself isn't boring or emotionless or any of these things. It just feels like she isn't really expressing herself. Most other content creators do include some part of them in their videos, even if it's just telling jokes they find funny, which I can understand being difficult for Cup since it seems like her concept of humor is racial slurs and other stupid things. I mean, there's a reason I didn't mention her Twitter in my Deltarune video. But there is a lot more to Cup than saying the N-word 1,000 times a day. She's a dedicated artist and she's very passionate about the things she likes, mainly Terezi. It's evident in her Hellboy video. I feel Cup just needs to be herself more, be more relaxed and let her feelings out. And there's nothing wrong with edgy jokes if they have substance, meaning and a purpose. But to me, it all seems kind of forced. Going back and looking at her old YouTube videos of DeviantArt, there's a very different tone. It all just seems like there was a point where everything changed and got a whole lot more negative. Sometimes I wonder if Cup is really being honest with herself about things, or if she's putting on a mask, because sometimes the cracks show through. I don't know, I'm stupid. I could just be really reaching with this. It's not really my place to talk about this. Going on to a less personal topic, Her videos sometimes feel lazy in some parts. For example, her YouTube animation video. I already left a huge bothersome comment about it on the video, so pause the video if you want to see it. Another example of this actually comes from her segment in my Deltarune video. This is kind of just a personal frustration, but I also had to talk about something about the game that resonated with her, but instead she gave a mini review of sorts. There was also this line.
The only real negatives I have with the game is the chapter format. I think it's a blech format, and I think it's better to just release the game as one game.
That's not how that works. It would have helped a little to do a little research here. I didn't address any of this because I had already been really annoying and I pestered her to get it done. Her videos aren't solely lazy, she does put effort into some things, it's just research is generally lacking. It's probably the most important aspect of any video, knowing what you're talking about. And to be honest, I'm really not trying to be rude, but I feel like sometimes this is true with just general conversation. Obviously you don't need to know everything, but a background check would help. Make sure your points aren't overly questionable or misinformed. Hopefully I haven't burnt any bridges here. Like I said, I consider Cup a friend, and I'd like to see her get better and improve with her content. I know she has the potential to be a good YouTuber, animator, and artist. So like, Cup, if you're watching this, which you probably are, don't hate me. And that's about it for the video. I have the People Who Are Better Than Me tab on my channel, Cup's on there by the way, and yeah, you can just do that. I have a Twitter in the description, and please commission me because I want to buy Smash Brothers. Thank you and goodbye.